Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro was born on February 5, 1985, in Funchal, on the Portuguese island of Madeira. The youngest of 4 children in a poor Catholic family, young Cristiano shared a single room with his siblings. His father, José Diniz Aveiro, worked as a municipal gardener and part-time kitman for a local amateur club, and he famously named his son Ronaldo after U.S. President Ronald Reagan. From an early age, football was Ronaldo's escape and passion. He played for his father's club, Andorrina, as a boy, then moved to local club Nacional, where his prodigious talent quickly became evident. By age 12, Ronaldo's reputation had grown enough that Sporting CP, one of Portugal's top clubs, signed him to their youth academy after a successful trial. Even as a youth, Ronaldo's dedication was extraordinary. He left Madeira for Sporting's academy in Lisbon, living away from home and struggling academically as he single-mindedly pursued football. At 14, he was expelled from school for retaliating against a teacher he felt disrespected him, a sign of the fiery determination within. Around the same time, a potential career-ending scare emerged. Ronaldo was diagnosed with tachycardia, a racing heart condition, at age 15, requiring laser surgery. Remarkably, he recovered within days and was back training, undeterred in his drive to reach the top. Those who knew him then recall a teenager obsessed with improvement, first to training, last to leave, displaying the work ethic and mental toughness that would later define him. Sir Alex Ferguson, who would become his mentor, later noted that Ronaldo had an obsession, along with amazing discipline at training, which made him an example to all, even as a youngster. Ronaldo rocketed through Sporting's youth ranks, and by 16, he was already training with the first team. On August 14, 2002, at just 17 years old, he made his official debut for Sporting's senior side. A month later, he debuted in the Portuguese Primeira Liga, and on October 7, 2002, he announced himself by scoring 2 goals in a 3-0 victory over Moreirense. The teenager's explosive pace and dribbling on the wings were drawing national attention. Sporting staff and agents began offering the prodigy to Europe's biggest clubs. That opportunity arrived in August 2003 in a friendly inaugurating Sporting's new stadium against Manchester United. Ronaldo dazzled United's defenders all game, helping Sporting win 3-1, and leaving the English side's players so impressed that they urged manager Sir Alex Ferguson to sign him immediately. Ferguson called the 18-year-old Ronaldo one of the most exciting young players he'd ever seen. Within a week, United secured Ronaldo's transfer for £12 million, at the time a record fee for a teenager. In a touching turn, the skinny kid from Madeira, who had left home to pursue his dream, was now headed to England, embarking on a path to global superstardom.
Ronaldo arrived at Manchester United in August 2003, just 18 and not yet fluent in English, but carrying enormous expectations. He insisted on the number 28 shirt he'd worn at Sporting, but Ferguson instead handed him the club's iconic number 7 jersey, previously worn by legends like George Best, Eric Cantona, and David Beckham. Rather than buckle under the pressure of the famous number, Ronaldo found motivation in it. He made his Premier League debut on August 16, 2003, coming on as a substitute at Old Trafford. In a whirlwind cameo, the teenager's flicks and fearless runs drew a standing ovation. George Best himself hailed it as undoubtedly the most exciting debut he had ever seen. Ronaldo scored his first United goal a few months later with a trademark free kick against Portsmouth, curling the ball into the net and igniting the crowd to celebrate the arrival of a new star. Though inconsistent in his early games, the English press at times criticized his flashy stepovers as indulgent. Ronaldo's teammates defended him, recognizing his immense potential. By the end of his first season, he helped United win the 2004 FA Cup, scoring the opening goal in the final as United triumphed 3-0. The 19-year-old left the Millennium Stadium that day with a winner's medal, tears of joy in his eyes, and a growing belief that he belonged on the big stage. The next few years saw Ronaldo mature from a raw winger with fancy tricks into a complete attacking force. He improved his end product, goals and assists, every season. Early in 2005, he delivered standout performances, scoring a brilliant solo goal against Aston Villa and a brace against Arsenal. But he truly exploded in the 2006-2007 season. Despite facing adversity, including public vilification in England after a controversial incident at the 2006 World Cup, Ronaldo's resilience only grew. During a World Cup quarterfinal that summer, Ronaldo, playing for Portugal, had been involved in an infamous moment where his United teammate, Wayne Rooney, was sent off. Cameras caught Ronaldo winking slyly after the red card, enraging English fans. He returned to Manchester to booze and abuse, fearing he'd be ostracized, but instead found the United locker room rallying around him. Fueled by criticism, Ronaldo used the episode as motivation to prove everybody wrong, in the words of Gary Neville. In the 2006-2007 campaign, Ronaldo let his football do the talking, scoring 23 goals, leading United to the Premier League title, and earning England's Footballer of the Year honors.
It was merely a prelude to an even more spectacular season. In 2007-08, Ronaldo reached a new level of excellence that had the world mesmerized. He scored an astonishing 42 goals across all competitions, a new club record, displaying a predatory finishing ability to match his wing play. United won a historic double that year: the Premier League, their second in a row, and the UEFA Champions League. On Europe's biggest stage, Ronaldo delivered one of the iconic moments of his career. In the 2008 Champions League final in Moscow, facing Chelsea, he leapt high to meet a cross and powered a header into the net, giving United a 1-0 lead on a rain-soaked night. Though he later missed a penalty in the shootout, Ronaldo's teammates secured the victory, and United were champions of Europe. Overcome by the roller coaster of emotions, from the agony of his miss to the ecstasy of ultimate triumph, the 23-year-old Ronaldo was seen sobbing tears of relief and joy on the pitch in Moscow. He finished the year with the Golden Boot as Europe's top scorer and collected the 2008 Ballon d'Or, crowning him the world's best player at just 23. It was the first of many such honors. By the time his first spell at United ended, Ronaldo had scored 118 goals, won 3 straight Premier League titles, 2007, 2008, and 2009, and firmly established himself as a global superstar. Ronaldo's development at United was a testament to relentless hard work refining immense natural talent. Under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance, he evolved from a skinny teenager with stepovers into a goal-scoring machine. He crafted new weapons in his arsenal, from a knuckleball free kick technique that produced jaw-dropping goals to a headed game that made him lethal in the air. One memorable example of his brilliance came in January 2008 against Portsmouth. Lining up a free kick from over 30 yards out, Ronaldo struck the ball with such power and dip that it swerved like a missile into the top corner, leaving veteran goalkeeper David James rooted to the spot, almost motionless, like a stalagmite. The ball traveled with vicious movement, and no keeper on earth could have saved it. Even Sir Alex exclaimed, "It was one of the best free kicks I've ever seen." Old Trafford roared in approval as Ronaldo stood, arms outstretched, having produced yet another physics-defying moment. These moments, the dazzling dribbles, long-range screamers, gravity-defying headers, made Ronaldo the ultimate theater for fans. By 2009, at age 24, he had achieved everything in England. Thus came a new chapter that summer. Real Madrid, the world's biggest club, came calling with a record-breaking Euro 94 million transfer offer. Ronaldo departed Manchester as a hero, his tearful farewell full of gratitude. He was ready to chase new dreams in Spain, but he left an indelible legacy at United, a champion's legacy forged by talent and tireless work.
When Ronaldo arrived at Real Madrid in July 2009, the Spanish Giants unveiled him at the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium before 80,000 adoring fans, a record turnout to welcome a signing. It was the perfect scene to mark the beginning of an era. In Madrid, Ronaldo's career reached stratospheric heights as he shattered records and collected trophies at a historic rate. He donned Real's iconic white kit with the number 9, later reclaiming number 7, and immediately set about justifying his world record fee. In his very first season, he scored 33 goals, but it was only a hint of what was to come. Ronaldo formed a fierce rivalry with Barcelona's Lionel Messi, pushing each other to ever higher performance levels in a duel that captivated football for the next decade. The two superstars seemed to trade hat tricks and records weekly, and their rivalry became the stuff of legend. Ronaldo's competitive fire burned brighter than ever in Madrid. He famously stated, "I don't chase records, records chase me." And over 9 seasons, he proved it by rewriting the record books. Ronaldo's goal-scoring exploits for Real Madrid were otherworldly. He averaged over 50 goals per season for 6 straight years, an unprecedented feat. In 2011-2012, he scored 46 league goals, or 60 in all competitions, to help Real win the La Liga title, breaking Barcelona's dominance. That season, Real tallied 100 points, a league record, with Ronaldo as the spearhead. He would go on to become Real Madrid's all-time leading scorer with 451 goals in just 438 appearances. The UEFA Champions League, however, became Ronaldo's favorite stage and the arena of his greatest glories. He led Real Madrid to 4 Champions League titles in a 5-year span, 2014, 2016, 2017, and 2018, including an elusive 10th European Cup, La Decima, that the club had coveted for 12 years. In those triumphs, Ronaldo was often the decisive factor. He scored in the 2014 final, delivered a man-of-the-match performance in the 2017 final with 2 goals, and finished as the competition's top scorer for 6 seasons running. Along the way, he set Champions League career records for most goals and assists, towering above all peers on the European stage. Within this golden era, certain moments encapsulated Ronaldo's brilliance and big-game mentality. One of the most iconic came on April 3, 2018, in a Champions League quarterfinal against Juventus. A moment so sensational, it earned a standing ovation from opposing fans. In the 64th minute, Dani Carvajal looped across into Juventus's box. Ronaldo, sensing the opportunity, launched himself into the air for a bicycle kick. He seemed to hang suspended at high altitude, his body horizontal, 6 feet off the ground. In that split second of silence, he leapt and hung and stretched before swiveling his hips to connect with a right-footed overhead kick from near the penalty spot, sending the ball like a rocket past the legendary Gianluigi Buffon. For a moment, stunned disbelief reigned in the stadium. Then, as the ball nestled in the net, applause broke out across the Allianz Stadium in Turin, not just from the visiting Real Madrid fans, but from the Juventus supporters themselves. They rose to their feet to honor a moment of pure sporting genius, recognizing that they had witnessed one of the greatest goals in Champions League history. Even Zidane, Ronaldo's coach,
and himself a scorer of a famously beautiful goal in 2002, was left marveling, calling it one of the most beautiful goals in the history of the game. Ronaldo raised his arms to acknowledge the crowd's ovation, a rare and touching moment of mutual respect between a player and opposing fans.
Big moments seem to gravitate to Ronaldo, and he to them. In another unforgettable display, the 2016 Champions League final against Atletico Madrid went to a penalty shootout. Ronaldo calmly buried the winning penalty and ripped off his shirt in triumphant release as Real clinched the trophy. He had delivered repeatedly against Atletico over the years, tormenting them with hat tricks and crucial goals, including a hat trick in a 2017 semi-final. His mental toughness in clutch situations was unrivaled. Off the pitch, he was evolving into a leader as well. By 2013, he was club captain and talisman for both club and country. That year and the next, he won back-to-back Ballon d'Or awards, 2013 and 2014, reclaiming the title of world's best player. He would add 2 more Ballon d'Ors in 2016 and 2017, bringing his total to 5, at the time equaling Messi's tally. During his Real Madrid years, Ronaldo also fulfilled a long-held national dream. In the summer of 2016, as one of the game's elder statesmen at 31, he captained Portugal to victory in the UEFA European Championship, the country's first major international trophy. Fittingly, the road to that triumph had all the drama one expects from Ronaldo's story. More on his international heroics in a later section. The emotional high of that Euro 2016 victory was followed by continued dominance back in club football as Ronaldo inspired Real Madrid to an unprecedented run of Champions League titles. By the time he entered his 9th season in Spain, the Portuguese forward had little left to prove. He was Real's record scorer, a 4-time Champions League winner, a multiple Ballon d'Or recipient, and widely regarded as one of the 2 best players of his generation, if not of all time. In May 2018, after winning his 4th Champions League with Real, Ronaldo shocked the football world by announcing that would be his final game for Madrid. He departed the club that summer as a Madrid legend, having scored 450 goals in 438 games and won 15 trophies. His send-off was filled with adoration from fans and gratitude from Ronaldo himself. At 33, he sought a new challenge, defying those who thought his peak was ending, and Italy would be the next destination for this restless champion. In July 2018, Ronaldo signed with Juventus in Italy's Serie A, a €100 million transfer that sent shockwaves through world football. At 33 years old, an age when many players decline, Ronaldo was determined to prove he could conquer yet another league. He embraced the challenge of leading Juventus to European glory, as the club had not won the Champions League since 1996. In Italy, Ronaldo quickly won over Juventus fans. Indeed, many had already fallen in love with him after that bicycle kick against their team months earlier. He scored 28 goals in his debut season in Serie A, helping Juve secure the league title, their 8th straight, and demonstrating his enduring brilliance. Perhaps Ronaldo's defining Juventus moment came in March 2019 on a Champions League night that showcased his unrivaled clutch gene. Juventus were on the brink of elimination in the round of 16 after losing 0-2 to Atletico Madrid in the first leg. In the return leg in Turin, Ronaldo delivered a performance for the ages. With Juve's hopes hanging by a thread, Ronaldo rose to the occasion like a man possessed. He scored 2 towering header goals, one in each half, to erase Atletico's aggregate lead. The first was a classic back post header where he outjumped the defender. The second, initially a spectacular save by the goalkeeper, was confirmed by goal line technology as having crossed the line by millimeters, a testament to Ronaldo's power. As the match wore on into the 86th minute, Juventus still needed one more goal to complete the comeback. Ronaldo provided it from the penalty spot. After Federico Bernardeschi was fouled in the box, CR7 confidently stepped up. Under enormous pressure, he coolly converted the penalty, smashing the ball past the keeper to complete his hat trick and send Juve through 3-2 on aggregate. The stadium erupted in delirium, and Ronaldo, pumping his fists, let out a roar of vindication. This is why Juventus had brought him, a fact Ronaldo himself noted afterwards, stating simply, "This is why Juve signed me, to help on nights like this." His heroic hat trick had single-handedly dragged the team into the quarterfinals. Though Juventus ultimately fell short of the Champions League title in his tenure, Ronaldo's impact was immense. He won 2 Serie A titles, 2019-2020, finished as Serie A's top scorer in 2021, and netted 101 goals in 3 seasons for the Bianconeri. He proved that even in his mid-30s, he remained one of the world's elite players, adapting his game to remain lethal inside the box while still delivering when it mattered most. By 2021, after 3 years in Italy, Ronaldo surprised the football world again by deciding to return home to Manchester United. 12 years had passed since he left Old Trafford, and his homecoming in August 2021 was nothing short of sensational. United fans were ecstatic to see their hero back in red, and Ronaldo's second debut on September 11, 2021 was like a script from a movie. Old Trafford was sold out and crackling with anticipation. Ronaldo, now 36, but supremely fit, started the match against Newcastle United and promptly scored 2 goals, a poacher's tap-in just before halftime and a trademark burst and finish in the second half. As he scored the first goal and sprinted to the corner, he celebrated with his trademark leap and spin, shouting, "See you!" as the stadium chanted it in unison. It was a spine-tingling moment. 12 years and 4,507 days since he had last worn a United shirt, Ronaldo was back and scoring at the Stretford end. He ended that 2021-22 season as United's top scorer with 24 goals, including hat tricks that rolled back the years, and earned a place in the Premier League Team of the Year. Yet despite his personal numbers, the campaign was tumultuous for the club. United struggled on the pitch, and Ronaldo's relentless drive to win sometimes clashed with the realities of a team in transition. By late 2022, the fairy tale return had soured. Frustrations boiled over as Ronaldo found himself occasionally benched under new manager Erik ten Hag. In November 2022, Ronaldo gave an explosive interview to Piers Morgan, in which he vented his grievances. He claimed he felt betrayed by United's executives and stated he had no respect for Ten Hag. The blunt public criticism was a breaking point. Days later, on the eve of the World Cup, Manchester United announced that Ronaldo's contract was terminated by mutual agreement with immediate effect. The tone was respectful. The club thanked him for his immense contributions over his 2 spells. But the divorce was definitive. It was an abrupt and ignominious end to his homecoming, leaving Ronaldo at 37, a free agent for the first time in his professional career. Though the split was bitter, it did not erase the love United fans had for him. It was a reminder that Ronaldo's passion and will to win, the very qualities that made him great, could also create friction when things fell short of his standards. With the World Cup over and his second United chapter closed, Ronaldo set out to find a new club, determined to keep playing at the highest possible level, even as he approached his late 30s.
In January 2023, Cristiano Ronaldo embarked on a new adventure far from the familiar stadiums of Europe, signing for Al Nassr FC in the Saudi Pro League. The move represented a bold shift, a global icon joining a league on the rise, becoming by far the most famous player to ever play in Saudi Arabia. Ronaldo's contract with Al Nassr was reported to be the most lucrative in football history, making him the highest-paid athlete in the world at the time. Many wondered how a competitor of his stature would adapt to a less prestigious league, but Ronaldo embraced the role of pioneer. In interviews, he expressed his desire to help grow the sport in the region. On the pitch, he continued to deliver the goals and the spectacle that have defined his career. Crowds in Riyadh packed the Mersul Stadium to see the legend in action, and Ronaldo did not disappoint. In his first months, he scored a flurry of goals, including multiple hat tricks, and helped Al Nassr contend for the league title. The Siu celebration became a hit among Saudi fans, who chanted along with joy. Even as he neared 38 years old, Ronaldo's dedication to fitness and performance remained almost superhuman, underlining why he has been able to play at an elite level for so long. His presence attracted global attention to Saudi football, paving the way for other big names to consider moves to the Middle East. Off the field, Ronaldo settled with his family in a new culture, continuing his life with longtime partner Georgina Rodriguez and their children. The move also signaled that Ronaldo was entering the final stages of his playing journey, though his performances showed that his competitive fire still burned bright. In 2023, he helped Al Nassr win the Arab Club Champions Cup, scoring crucial goals in the final, and he pushed the team in a tight league race. As of 2025, Ronaldo continues to play for Al Nassr and also captains the Portugal national team, a remarkable feat of longevity. At 40 years old, he remains supremely fit and effective, adapting his style as needed, but always commanding an aura on the field. This Saudi chapter of Ronaldo's career is about more than just goals. It's about legacy and global influence. He has become an ambassador for football in new markets, all while still chasing silverware. In 2024, he renewed his contract,
reportedly extending his stay and perhaps aiming to play until age 41 or 42. His impact at Al Nassr is evidenced not only by goals and wins, but by the surge of interest in the league, from sold-out stadiums to a spike in TV viewership and social media following across Asia and the Middle East. It's a testament to Ronaldo's star power that wherever he goes, he elevates the game's profile. As he edges toward the twilight of his career, Ronaldo's story is coming full circle in a way. From a boy in a humble island town dreaming of greatness, to a living legend whose name is known in every corner of the globe, inspiring kids far beyond Madeira. And still, when he steps on the pitch in Riyadh or Jeddah, you can sense that familiar intensity, the pride, the will to win, the love for the game, undiminished by time. The final chapters of Cristiano Ronaldo's playing days are still being written. But one thing is clear: he has given everything to the sport, and his extraordinary journey continues to captivate all who witness it.
Parallel to Ronaldo's club career has been an epic journey with the Portugal national team, marked by moments of soaring triumph and heart-rending disappointment. Ronaldo made his senior international debut in August 2003 at just 18 years old. The following summer, he experienced his first major tournament on Euro 2004 on home soil. It was the tournament that made him a national hero and left him with enduring heartbreak. Ronaldo shone throughout Euro 2004 as a rising star, scoring in the semifinal to help Portugal reach the final. But in the final match, an unfancied Greece upset Portugal 1-0 in Lisbon, dashing the host nation's dreams. The image of a 19-year-old Cristiano in tears on the pitch, his face buried in his hands after the final whistle, is seared in Portugal's collective memory. He wept openly, heartbroken that he couldn't deliver the trophy for his country. That painful loss became a driving force in Cristiano's career, a motivator to one day bring glory to Portugal. Over the years, Ronaldo would carry the expectations of his nation into every tournament. In the 2006 World Cup, he helped Portugal reach the semifinals, their best finish since 1966, though they fell short against France. That World Cup also featured the infamous Rooney red card incident, which made Ronaldo a temporary villain in England. But for Portugal, he was emerging as the talisman. He assumed the national team captaincy by age 27, embracing the responsibility fully. Euro 2008 saw him named team captain, though Portugal exited in the quarterfinals. At Euro 2012, Ronaldo led Portugal to the semifinals with inspired performances, including a standout 2-goal game against the Netherlands. But a penalty shootout loss to Spain stopped them just short of the final. Ronaldo's anguish was evident as he never even got to take a penalty in that shootout, being slotted 5th as Spain clinched it before his turn. These near misses piled pressure on Ronaldo to deliver a trophy for Portugal, even as he was amassing every honor possible in club football. The long-awaited crowning moment came at Euro 2016 in France, though it unfolded in a way nobody could have scripted. Ronaldo carried Portugal through the tournament with decisive contributions: 2 goals in the group stage, a towering header in the semi-final win over Wales. In the July 10th final against host nation France, however, disaster struck early. Just 25 minutes into the match, Ronaldo collided with France's Dimitri Payet and collapsed in pain, injuring his left knee. He tried to play on with a bandaged knee, but it was no use. Portugal's captain was in tears, stretchered off the field in the first half, his dream seemingly shattered. It was a cruel scene. Ronaldo weeping inconsolably on the sideline, fearing that once again a final would end in heartbreak. But instead of retreating, Ronaldo turned cheerleader and quasi-coach on the sidelines. With fierce determination, he urged his teammates from the technical area, barking encouragement and instructions, virtually coaching alongside manager Fernando Santos. The final went to extra time at 0-0, and in the 109th minute, substitute Eder scored a stunning goal for Portugal. As the ball hit the net, Ronaldo, now bandaged and limping, jumped up and down in jubilation on the sideline. When the whistle blew, Portugal were champions of Europe, winning 1-0. Ronaldo's tears of pain had turned into tears of joy. In images beamed worldwide, he lifted the Euro 2016 trophy as team captain, his face a mixture of elation and disbelief. 12 years after crying in agony in the Euro 2004 final, Ronaldo finally delivered his nation's first major trophy, a moment of redemption and national pride. Even though he couldn't play most of the final, his leadership and inspiration were credited as driving Portugal on. Ronaldo was named to the team of the tournament, and that winner's medal became one of his most cherished achievements.
Ronaldo continued to build on that legacy. In 2019, he captained Portugal to win the inaugural UEFA Nations League, adding another international honor. In that tournament's semi-final, he scored a memorable hat-trick against Switzerland, underlining that his hunger with Portugal remained as sharp as ever. At the 2018 World Cup in Russia, Ronaldo delivered one of the World Cup's most iconic performances in a group stage thriller against Spain. He scored a breathtaking hat-trick, including a last-gasp 88th minute free kick that curled over the wall and into the top corner to secure a 3-3 draw. The pressure in that moment was immense. Portugal trailed 3-2 with time running out, but Ronaldo, from about 25 yards out, struck the free kick with perfection, the ball arcing beyond the reach of David de Gea as if destined for the net. It was a classic clutch Ronaldo moment. He became the oldest player ever to score a World Cup hat-trick, 33 years, 130 days, and wheeled away in triumph. His third goal of the night, rescuing a vital point. That image of Ronaldo standing over the free kick, then celebrating with arms outstretched after it rippled the net, is etched in World Cup lore. The tournament eventually ended in disappointment. Portugal exited in the round of 16, but that hat-trick game encapsulated Ronaldo's ability to deliver magic for his country. In later years, new challenges arose, including the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, which Portugal entered with hopes high. Ronaldo, now 37, became the first male player to score in 5 different World Cups when he netted in Portugal's opening match. But the tournament ended emotionally. Portugal were stunned by Morocco in the quarterfinals, and Ronaldo, who had been relegated to a substitute role in the knockout stage, left the field in tears once more. Cameras captured him walking down the tunnel crying after the loss to Morocco, the realization hitting that his last chance to win a World Cup had likely slipped away. It was a human moment that showed how deeply he still felt each defeat, even after so many years and accolades. Despite that heartbreak, Ronaldo's international career is an extraordinary success. He holds the record for most international goals in men's football, over 140 goals for Portugal, surpassing Iran's Ali Daei. He also became the most capped international player of all time, with over 200 appearances for Portugal, a testament to his longevity and dedication. Under his leadership, Portugal transformed into a consistent contender on the world stage. Younger players cite how Ronaldo's professionalism sets the tone in the camp. He remains the standard bearer. In Euro 2020, played in 2021, even though Portugal went out in the round of 16, Ronaldo won the Golden Boot as top scorer of the tournament. His ability to remain decisive for Portugal into his late 30s is something truly rare. As of now, Ronaldo continues to captain Portugal, recently guiding them through qualification for Euro 2024 and even helping them win another UEFA Nations League in 2025. The prospect of him adding to his international trophy haul keeps fans dreaming. International football has given Ronaldo some of his highest highs and lowest lows, forging his character in fire. It's often noted that wearing the Portugal jersey, Ronaldo seems to play with an extra sense of responsibility and pride. The skinny kid who once snuck out of his house to practice with a ball has become the venerable leader carrying the hopes of a nation. Through setbacks and successes, he has embodied the slogan, "Team above all," growing from a talented teenager who cried in defeat to a hardened captain who cries with joy as his teammates lift a cup he helped win. His international story, like his club career, is one of perseverance, inspiration, and an unyielding will to succeed.
Cristiano Ronaldo's legacy in football is cemented as one of the all-time greats. His statistical achievements are almost mythical. He has scored over 900 senior career goals for club and country, more than any player in history. He's the all-time leading scorer in the UEFA Champions League, 140 goals, and in European Championship history. With 5 Ballon d'Or awards to his name, Ronaldo's sustained excellence over 2 decades is nearly unrivaled. He won 34 major trophies at club and international level, including league titles in England, Spain, and Italy, a testament to his ability to adapt and dominate in different environments. Beyond the numbers, Ronaldo's impact on how the game is played and perceived is profound. He is often credited with setting new standards for athleticism in football. His dedication to fitness, nutrition, and training pushed the envelope of what was thought possible for a footballer's physical peak. Into his late 30s, he maintained the physique and speed of an elite athlete, inspiring a generation of players to emulate his professionalism. Former coaches and teammates frequently speak of his unrivaled drive, arriving at training before everyone, leaving after everyone, practicing that trademark free kick technique or extra shooting drills, always seeking an edge. The result was a player who evolved from a flashy winger into a complete goal scorer and leader through sheer force of will and work ethic. This longevity and consistency at the top level, scoring 50-plus goals a season for many years, may be Ronaldo's most remarkable legacy, showing that greatness is not just a talent, but a relentless pursuit. Off the field, Cristiano Ronaldo's persona is multifaceted. He became arguably the most famous athlete on the planet, a global celebrity whose every move made headlines. He has hundreds of millions of followers on social media. Indeed, he is the most followed individual on Instagram and has over 1 billion total social media followers across platforms. This speaks to his incredible worldwide fan base. From the Americas to Asia, he is instantly recognized. His marketability saw him ranked as the world's highest paid athlete multiple times through a combination of salary and endorsements. Yet behind the glitz, Ronaldo has a well-documented, generous, and compassionate side. Having come from humble beginnings, he has been involved in extensive philanthropy. He's donated millions to charitable causes over the years, funding children's hospitals, cancer centers, and disaster relief efforts. In one instance, he paid for a young fan's life-saving brain surgery, covering a £55,000 operation after donating his own signed boots to raise money. Ronaldo has been an ambassador for organizations like Save the Children, UNICEF, and World Vision, using his fame to help those in need. He has also never forgotten his roots. He credits his upbringing in a working-class family for instilling his values of helping others. Famously, Ronaldo once said, quote, "When you help other people, God will give you double," explaining that he gives back because he remembers being a kid with very little, end quote. This philanthropic work often goes under the radar relative to his on-field exploits, but it's an integral part of who he is. In his personal life, Ronaldo is a proud family man. He has 4 children, Cristiano Jr., twins Ava and Matteo, and Alana Martina, with a baby daughter, Bella, born in 2022. And he is engaged to Georgina Rodriguez. He often shares that becoming a father changed his perspective, giving him even more motivation to continue a legacy for his family. Ronaldo has faced personal hardships too. His father, Jose, passed away in 2005 due to complications from alcoholism, which Ronaldo has said was extremely difficult as he was very close to him. He also endured his mother's serious illness. She survived breast cancer, and a public legal allegation that was eventually dismissed, experiences that tested him off the field. Through it all, Ronaldo has remained in the public eye, with intense media scrutiny a constant companion since his teens. It is telling of his mental strength that he has managed to handle those pressures and still perform at the highest level.
Cristiano Ronaldo's story is often described as a real-life rags-to-riches tale, but it is also a tale of ceaseless ambition, reinvention, and resilience. He transformed himself from a skinny kid in Madeira to a physically imposing specimen at United, then to an unstoppable goal machine at Real, and now to a revered elder statesman of the game. He has had to adapt his playing style with age, relying less on blistering pace by his late 30s and more on positioning and finishing, yet he remains a match winner. Few athletes in any sport have managed to stay at the elite level for as long and with such impact. He's also one half of the defining rivalry of his era. The Messi versus Ronaldo debate dominated football discourse for the past 15 years, spurring endless arguments, but also mutual respect between two great champions. That rivalry pushed Ronaldo to even greater heights, as he has acknowledged. As a narrator of Ronaldo's life, one cannot help but be struck by the emotional arc that underpins his journey. The passion that made him cry with despair and defeat is the same passion that fueled his countless comebacks and clutch performances. He is a player of big emotions. We have seen him shout in triumph, scream in frustration, dance in celebration, and cry in sorrow. This emotional dimension is partly why fans feel so connected to him. He wears his heart on his sleeve and invites us into the highs and lows of his quest for greatness. Whether it was the devastated young Ronaldo sobbing after Euro 2004, or the veteran captain tearfully lifting the Euro 2016 trophy with hands trembling, these moments resonate beyond sport. They tell a human story of dreams, setbacks, growth, and fulfillment. As of 2025, Cristiano Ronaldo's epic is still unfolding, but its legacy is already immortal. He has transcended football to become a cultural icon. Yet he remains as hungry as that little boy who would climb out his bedroom window with a ball. His story teaches us about the power of belief and perseverance, that a child from a small island can rise to become the best in the world through talent, yes, but more so through tireless work and unyielding heart. In the annals of sport, Ronaldo's name sits alongside the likes of Pele, Maradona, and Messi. And in the hearts of millions of fans, he is beloved not only for his victories, but for the passion and emotion he brought to every moment. As a narrator concluding this journey, one can't help but feel that Cristiano Ronaldo's life has played out like a dramatic saga, with each chapter bringing its own conflict and climax, its own heroes and adversaries, its own stage. From the narrow streets of Madeira to the theater of dreams in Manchester, from the cauldron of the Bernabeu to the bright lights of international finals, Ronaldo has been the protagonist of an unbelievable story. And through it all, he kept the audience, us, the fans, riveted. When the day finally comes for him to hang up his boots, the applause will be thunderous and long, for we will be saluting not just a player, but an icon who gave us a lifetime of unforgettable theater. Until that final whistle blows, however, Ronaldo continues to write his legend with every kick of the ball, inviting us once more to step into the arena of greatness and feel with him the heartbeat of the beautiful game.